affordable real estate investment.com, a property investment guide to creating real estate income for properties priced under $30,000.
Hello, this is Lisa Phillips and welcome to AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com, a property investment guide where I give you an honest and practical guide to property investment at a price you can afford. Today's episode is audience questions I'm going to give. These are the questions that you give me when you first sign up for my newsletter, so thank you. I answer all of them, even when I don't know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I usually try to give you just one of my someone within my network who does know the answer and go to their site or their blog site to find the answer. So don't hesitate to send it to me. I try to help as much as I can. So before we get into it, first I'd like to say thank you guys for supporting me and the show. It's been invaluable. I love the energy and drive and determination you guys bring. It makes me feel good, and it makes me keep going and giving you as much information as I possibly can, because I know every time you guys share my content, that is what makes YouTube suggest me even more. And so you guys have been doing that a lot, and I appreciate all the work you've done in that. The REI Expo is coming up in Washington, D.C. That's May 17th and 18th. It'll be at the National Gaylord National Harbor Hotel and Convention Center. Please come. I'll have a 60-minute presentation. It'll be called Cheap Houses, Not Cheap Homes. And I just talk about, just because you go into low-income neighborhoods, there's ways to fully vet it so that you're fully confident in putting a lot of energy into making it a beautiful home for somebody in a working class neighborhood, and get the highest returns. So thank you so much for that. And finally, I will be debuting my DVD. It's a walkthrough. It has text, audio, everything. I got close-ups, all the things that I could do to help you know exactly what you need to look for when you're vetting a property to if you purchase it or not, or if you should pass. I give you those things. I go into as much detail as possible. My whole goal in it was to give you as much information as I can on how much things would cost, if you should pass, if who you should contact. Should you contact a roofer, general handyman, or a contractor? I go into all those details. So thank you so much. And that will be debuting at the REI Expo. And then after that, I will be posting it on my site. So thank you. So let's get into audience questions. Someone asked me, for leveraged properties, when do you decide to pay them off? I think this is a good question. And for me, it comes down to which property has the less consistent high-end tenants. Now, I have two properties in Ohio and Virginia where it's easy for me to get a qualified tenant. It's easy for me to get someone with high income to want to live in that neighborhood and that particular property. But the one in Baltimore, the neighborhood isn't as nice, even though the home is really renovated. So I always get worried, and I have to lower the price a little bit more than I'd like to on that property because of those factors. So I wanted to pay that property off as soon as possible. The other two, even if someone leaves, I can get someone else to replace it who makes enough of the income, who likes the neighborhood. So that's how we would do it, whatever, because not all properties are the same. Some are just slightly higher quality than the others. So if you have one that's a little less qualified, you want all your overhead expenses gone if that one gives you any variability in what lowering your rent, or maybe turnovers, or not finding as many qualified tenants. So just go off of whatever doesn't have the most consistent tenant base to give you. And how are you financing? I also have a video under this. If you go to my website and you go to categories, go to financing, it goes to all my financing strategies in depth. But the person who submitted it hadn't gotten to that point yet, because they're probably newer to the site, so they didn't go through all the episodes with me. So go look for the video on the property financing category. You will see it at the side of the bar. I made my site pretty easy to navigate, so it should be pretty easy for you. But a quick short answer is I had a mortgage for one. I took a personal loan for $30,000 at 9.5% over 5 years for another. I refinanced my car, and then I demolished for one of the houses. Then I demolished my 401 and the savings that I had, as well as I took a year to do the rehab, so I just saved up money out of my own income to complete everything as it goes. So I go into much more details on every single aspect of this if you go look at my website under categories and then financing. Okay, third question. How should I go about replacing repair things? Should I go expensive and long lasting or mid-price that lasts a while? Now, this is a very good question for rental property, especially in a working class neighborhood. You don't want to pay too much and not get a return on your investment. So I say do mostly mid-tier. Don't do the lowest, don't do the highest. Just do mid-tier for all of your things. That should be enough for not only make the place look really nice and not cheap, but you don't have to pay the extra premium for the high grade. Now, as far as you get a roof, boiler, or gas furnace, or AC unit, the technology is really good right now. So even if you get a low tier, you're not going to really worry about your AC unit going off in the middle of summer. The quality is just really high. Like, I have no troubles with any of these HVAC roof equipment things. So I wouldn't say necessarily go cheap, but like, you're going to do either just replacing it with modern technology, you're really doing a lot anyway. So if it's a 20-year-old roof and you're replacing it in 2013, it's just because it's 2013 and not 20 years ago. There's so much technology that goes into even the lowest priced items that shouldn't cause problems. Sorry, I had to get this piece of paper that was flying in the way. Right, so you can definitely go there, and I'm also looking to gather and compile a report amongst different property managers and give, their examples for working class neighborhoods, exactly what, with scientific data. This is a little bit more involved than, a opinion. It'll be an opinion from property managers all over the country who have to deal with this every single day and know what the return on investment. But whatever you do, try to always think about long-term maintenance costs and defraying those, so you have very minimal maintenance charges in the future. But like I said, mid-tier is fine because the technology is so much better now. So you replace a 1950s roof, you're just going to get a better quality product, even if it's a lower tier than a higher premium grade. So someone asked me if there's a quick rule of thumb to use for identifying which market you like. This has been trial and error. I know I invested in some places that I probably wouldn't invest in again because of the economy. But the first thing is diversity of jobs. I don't like single entity places unless it's a good entity. If it's like a flagship state school, that's one thing. If it's like a private college with that no one knows about, and that draws students, that's not as much of a good industry as like Washington State. You know what I mean? So you have to choose. It's definitely tiered, but I don't like single industry unless it's something like that, which has all that government money and funds that will constantly keep bringing students in across the country. That's something that's fine, but other than that, try to get dual. Maybe it has a DOD huge, maybe it has an Air Force base and manufacturing, or maybe it's a huge government contracting base, or federal government or state employees, and you have a school and you have this system. So basically, if you're going to get something like that, that's when you're in the right market and you'll get higher premium and higher rents because more people are working and it's not dependent on a single entity to keep everything. A place not with only like mom and pop stores. Those places only have, you can't really charge much. The jobs aren't paying as much as they are in different cities with more diverse economy. So that is honestly, for me, that's been my major indicator, and that's been pretty solid and consistent from what I've seen everywhere I go. And so that's the quickest rule of thumb. Now, I know there's a lot of people who do analysis of, they do market analysis, vacancy analysis. They pay firms to do all these analyses of all the data and the criteria. So if you want to take this a lot further, you can do that. But it was easy for me to go to Richmond, Virginia and go, okay, huge state school, state government workers, manufacturing very visible, in addition to all of the other jobs, and be completely 100% solid off that. But it's easy for me to look back at Baltimore and go, government employees only, and like John Hopkins, and they're not living in these neighborhoods. So I wouldn't go back to Baltimore again because now I understand that that's very hit or miss. You have to be where the action is. But and then Ohio is pretty consistent. That's why I can get a high end because they're like the major Fortune 500 companies. Like everyone has like a location in Columbus, Ohio. That economic diversity from finance to manufacturing to engineering, that place is going to have high end. I think the person in my working class neighborhood is an insurance adjuster. I mean, like, solid career professions, pays the rent on time every month. So there's places that, it's just obvious when you get that diversity, you're going to have the rental pool as well as the people coming in for the jobs. So that is my quick rule of thumb. It's been pretty accurate. You can go more in depth as you want. I haven't necessarily needed to. It's just it just shouts at you what's going on when you get on the ground. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming along. I do appreciate all of you guys have been supporting me. Don't worry, and I love reaching out to every single one of you. If it takes a little bit long on the email, just please understand I have to do a blog, full-time work, balance my family life, and all the other things that I got going on. So I'm going to get to you. Just might be at the most about a week delayed, but I will try to get to you and let you know if it's going to be an audience question or if for the most part, I can answer most of your questions directly. So thank you so much. This is Lisa Phillips with AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com. That's where I give an honest and practical guide to real estate investing at a price you can afford. This is Lisa Phillips, and welcome to AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com. That's where I give you an honest and practical guide to real estate investing at a price you can afford. I'm going to go through 3 houses, and I'm going to point out all the flaws and how, as a real estate investor, you're going to size up each of these properties. I'm going to show you what are warning signs, what are red flags, and what are negligible repairs that you can easily make. So today I am going to walk you through 3 different properties. I chose them about 3 days ago, all under $30,000, and all the rents in each neighborhood are $800 to $900 to $1,000 a month. So what I'm going to give you is something that I wish I had when I started real estate investing. I wish I had someone walk through the houses with me and tell me whether or not it's a good investment. And I wish I had someone who was there who can tell me if this is a red flag, if this is worth me purchasing the house, or if I shouldn't purchase the house, and if I should pass. And that is what I'm going to give you today. I'm going to go slowly through all the houses. I'm going to show every flaw that I think I can see, every major thing that will turn it off, and I'll tell you why it's a turn off and why you need to pass it and why you should stick with the property. So I hope you get a lot out of it. Sometimes you need a mentor to walk through with you. I want to be that mentor to help you out so you're very comfortable buying houses at this price range. And I'll give you a view of the neighborhood. I'll tell you where to look, and I'll tell you what signs you're searching for before you step foot there that'll help you make the best decision. Because in real estate, there's a lot of information that is right, but if you don't know it at the time, you don't necessarily make the right decision. So I'm trying to bring that to you. A lot of people visit my website and they're so surprised to see properties under $30,000. They're actually solid properties in a working class neighborhood that's safe for your investment, as well as safe for the people who live in that neighborhood. And not only that, at this price range, normal people can afford to start real estate investing without over leveraging themselves, overextending themselves so much that they're so anxious about every choice that they make. It doesn't matter if you're 25, 35, 45, you can start doing this and within 10 years have a performing suite of, say, 10 rental properties that was affordable for you each year, that's giving you a return on investment, and that you can pay off. So that's what I want to show you. It's not a gimmick. It's not a foreclosure list. It's just the reality of how you look for these houses and how you determine what's a working class neighborhood and what's not. And it's available for all of us. And if my knowledge can help you have that security and confidence on getting started in real estate investing, then I've done what I'm here to do, which is empower people with the method or with systems that anyone can do on the internet for free to be able to learn how to take this this wonderful method of obtaining wealth and do it for themselves. And if I can give you that, then I've done my job. So thank you so much. This is Lisa Phillips from AffordableRealEstateInvesting.com. Good luck and happy house hunting.